see the 12th and final project. It is another paper pumpkin alternate project, and if you read my teaser, you will know it's a garland, but not just for a tree. I'm going to be sharing with you how I made this super cute garland. I'm using it on a photo frame. I also made a second one that I'm going to be using on a Christmas wreath. That's another home decor project. So there you go. You can see I'm using the elements from my paper pumpkin box. That paper pumpkin subscription is it's a great value. There's lots of things you can do with it, more than just the projects that Stampin' Up! Suggest. And I'm going to remind you, yesterday I opened up my paper pumpkin and I shared with you everything that's included in the kit. Of course, your ink spot, your stamp set. This month's project happened to be gift card holders, enough to make 15 gift card holders. And I warned you not to throw away all those pieces and punch outs because they're going to be useful for other projects. So that's all included, all of the die cuts, the labels, and I shared with you the actual project that you can make, the little gift card holder with the cute little envelope. I gave you some alternate projects yesterday. I gave you cards made with the Flowers for All Seasons cards and envelopes. Really super cute. That cinnamon cider paper. And today I'm going to share with you how to make the garland. Of course, I don't need 15 gift card holders, just like I didn't need 30 tags. So I love that I can do more with my kit. I'm going to be making the garland, and for today's project, I did add on paper from the 2022 in color 6x6 stack, and I'm using my stitched triangle dies. So these are super cool. I'm using the, I don't know, is that an isosceles triangle? I'm not sure. It's the second largest one. So that's the one I'm using. I love it because it has the stitching on it that makes it a really sweet Christmas tree. So aside from these two things, it's also helpful if you have just your standard hole punch. This one happens to be 1/4 inch. Mine is Stampin' Up!, but of course you can use the one from the office supply store so long as you have it. So let me share with you what I'm using. So let's start off by presenting how I cut the little triangle Christmas trees. Look at this beauty. Look at the size of it. This is the mini. It is so cool. The size of it is amazing. I mean, this is it. It doesn't even measure, maybe let's just see what it measures. It measures 10 inches when it's opened. When it's closed, whoops, I got my sweater caught in there. When it's closed, it's about 4 inches by 7 inches. It hardly weighs anything. It weighs, I don't know, maybe 2 pounds. So this is how I cut my new, my triangle trees. The pieces are included that you need. You have your standard cutting pads. Look how tiny they are. So you get your cutting pads, you get the platform, several, I don't know what we would call them. The cutting pads need different thicknesses for folder embossing and such. So that's all included. The mini's only $60. Demos can get it now. Customers can order it beginning January. So you will want that. That's how I cut my triangle trees. So here I've got my in color. This happens to be just jade, and I'm gonna need 3 trees. So 1, 2, 3 on the garland, but mine are double back. So I cut in the other pattern, and I'll show you why in just a second. So I needed actually 6 of the second to the largest size triangles. Those are going to be my trees. And I have already pre-stamped my images from the kit. So these are just little house fronts. I've already pre-stamped them using the stamps from the paper pumpkin set. And I'm going to go ahead and punch them out now. And I'm going to remind you, when you punch these out, you want to save all the little die cuts that you're popping out. So I'm using 4 houses on this particular garland. You could make it longer or shorter, and I'm going to show you how to make it adjustable as well. So I'm using 4. I pre-stamped them. Just going to pop them out right now, and I'm trying to be really careful to save the little pop out pieces. We need those negative as well. So there, we've got 3 so far. I want 4. And oh, there's one more item that you're going to need for this garland. I'll share with you in just a moment. It happens to be the gift with purchase of the day as well. So I've got my 4 houses. I've got my trees. Oh, and once again, I forgot. Good evening, Debbie. I'm so glad that you popped in for my final episode. There's one last thing. You know what? Maybe I can do without it. I'm gonna just ad lib here, and I'm gonna do without the tool that I think I need, because I don't actually need it. What I've done here is I've taken one, whoops, that's a casualty. There goes my lighting. All right, so what I've done is taken one of the gift card holders, and you know there's a front and a back, and there's also a tab. Well, I pre-snipped it so that you wouldn't have to watch me snipping. So there's my front and back. I took off the tab, so now I actually have 2 houses. I'm gonna need those, and I'm just gonna be marrying these together. And I took the other style, and again, I did the same thing. I snipped off the tab, separated the front and the back, so I'm gonna need those as well. So now I've got 4 houses, 3 trees. I need my hole punch, and I need, this is the gift with purchase today. This is the Real Red braided linen trim. I need about 42 inches of it. The thickness is really nice. It is perfect for the garland. So I need about 42 inches. And it's really good that I have my mat, my Stampin' Up! Project mat right on top here. Gonna snip that off. And here's what I'm gonna be doing. The next object is just to kind of string these along, and here's why I did doubles on the garland. What I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna pull these out, and I am going to punch holes on the cinnamon cider house. So right back here, I'm just gonna punch with that 1/4 inch punch. It's kind of got stuck there. And I do it twice. This happens to be about 3/4 of an inch from the top of the house. And I need to do the second. And again, about 1/4 of an inch down. And maybe 1/4, oh, I don't know, maybe 1/2 an inch in. And on the other side as well. So here we go. And then I need to do the same with the trees. Now for the trees, they are also double backed. I'm gonna put the dotted trees at the front. So I'm gonna take these wood grain trees, and I'm gonna punch a 1/4 inch hole right at the tippy top, probably about 1 inch from the top. And on that last one as well. So I've been doubling up. This hole punch will go through 2 layers. So, whoops, that one kind of got swallowed there. All right, now I'm ready to go on assembly. This little garland is so easy, and that's what I love about the paper pumpkin. There's so many projects that you can do. It's really kick-started for you. You don't have too many things to do because everything has been pre-cut, pre-scored. You've got everything that you need in the box. So I'm going to start from the right, and I'm going to be stringing the red twine all the way through. And I'm alternating. Let's see, I think I'm going to start with a plain house. I want to put one of the nicer ones in towards the center. So let's see if I'm flipping it. I have to, since I'm right-handed, I have to start from the right. That's kind of comical. My brain can't work in the opposite direction. Okay, there we go. So I've got my first house. Then I'm going to string a tree. And I am stringing the second or the back layer right through that 1/4 inch hole. Just gonna pop that right in. And then I'm gonna alternate now. I'm gonna put one of the other pattern houses Here we go. I'm gonna pop it right through. And I'm just kind of alternating house, tree. Gonna go right through. The next one's gonna be another tree. And this is why I kind of prepped everything in advance so you wouldn't have to watch. It's just repetition. So another tree, then I'm gonna bring in another house. Ah, someone's at the door, and I don't think it's the UPS person either. Okay, so now I'm gonna do another house. Gonna bring that right through. And I just have one more tree, one more house to do. Whoa, there's somebody at the door and the guard dogs are barking. So one more tree, one more house. Gonna string it all the way through. So let me ask you, you've seen 12 days, 12 projects. Share with me what your favorite project has been. I kind of did a recap at the beginning of the episode, and I went over all 11 projects. Now you're getting the 12th project. All right, so here we go. Now we are ready to complete our garland, and here's how it's going to work. Now I'm going to bring the front layer of the house, and I'm going to be adhering that to the cinnamon cider side, and I am using the Stampin' Dimensionals. The paper pumpkin kit comes with the dimensionals, it comes with the glue dots, with the tear and tape, everything you need in the kit, which is what makes it so amazing. Now I'm going to kind of do this assembly fashion. I'm going to put dimensionals at the bottom of each shape. So easy. And I think this garland could be actually accomplished in about half an hour maybe. And it is stinking cute. I'm going to show you my alternate. You could put the garland on the tree, or you're going to see the other option that I have. And I'm going to keep going here. And so I've got 3 trees, 4 houses. Now on the houses, I'm going to put my dimensional on the back of the house itself because I don't want to cover, I want to be careful I don't cover that little shape that was popped out. So just putting a dimensional up at the top. There we go. Now you're going to see how this stays in place. I'm going to remove the backing on the dimensionals. Layer this on. So this is where it takes a little bit more precision. You're going to want to do it nicely, align it to the front, right? And then on the tree itself, I am going to put the dimensional up above that twine. So there we go. And I'll remove this as well. I'm going to bring the tree up to the top right here. There we go. And next, going to do another tree. Sorry, another house. And I think you could probably make a couple of garlands. You only need 2 of the gift card holders if you have a 7-piece garland. So, you know, you could make cards. You could also make the gift card holders as the kit was designed for. You have loads of pieces on this kit. And that's so with a lot of the paper pumpkin kits. So my gift recommendation today is a paper pumpkin subscription. You can get a 1-month subscription. You can be month to month. You can get a 3-month subscription. You start saving some money when you get a 6-month subscription, and you save even more. In fact, you get a month free when you buy a 1-year subscription. So it's a great gift idea too for people who like, not necessarily avid crafters, just that might dabble a little bit in crafting, because it doesn't take a lot of tools. Almost everything is in the box that you're going to need. When you do an alternate project, that's when you might need a few extra supplies, but otherwise everything is in the box to create the projects. So there we go. There's my tree. I'm going to do one more house. right up here. You see how easy, whoops, that one was not in a good spot. I'm gonna move that dimensional over. Hopefully, yep, easy to move. It kind of covered, or it was right in the middle of the doorway there. So there we go. Now to decorate. So I talked to you about saving the punch outs from these little houses, and I collected them. I put them on a glue dot. So now I'm just gonna come back in. I'm gonna put a little star at the top of each tree. There we go. Remember, save all the pieces. They will come in handy for something. Now I'm going to bring in my little candy dots, and I'm kind of looking around. Where are my candy dots? I have way too many things on my crafty table. Okay, so we got 2 sheets of these little candy dots. So I'm going to start off by putting some at the top of the house. This one needs a little wreath in the doorway, so I'm going to put one there. And another one at the top of the house. Housetop. Housetop. There we go. Now a little bit of embellishing on the tree, and I can really just add all these little candy dots on here because we got plenty in our kit. So many little ornaments on the tree, makes it stinking cute. It's so easy because these little candy dots already have sticky on the back of them. So really easy to adhere. Look at how quick this is coming together. I think it's a pretty fun little garland. And there we go. There is my garland from the paper pumpkin kit. I've just used 2 of the gift card holders, and I went ahead and I used my stitch triangles to create the triangle trees. I did use the 2022 in color designer series paper stack. I used the Just Jade, and I used the real red braided linen twine as my garland here, or my twine to string the objects through. So there is today's project. Let me show you how I'm using it. I'm going to turn the camera. Hopefully I can get this right without being too shaky. Before I do that, I'm going to share with you one of the alternates. Another alternate that I did. Let's see, I'm kind of reaching down to grab this. Here is a 3rd garland that I've created, but on this one, I didn't use the paper. I don't know if you can see it. I used the festive felt on this one. And what I love about the festive felt is you can cut with the stitch dies. It picks up that sweet stitching on the side. I still adhered the little candy dots to it. I backed it just with cardstock. So this happens to add texture. This little garland will go on a wreath. That makes it really festive. And let me share with you where else I would put my wreath. Let me try to get situated if I can get the camera flipped. I'm going to try and turn it over so you can see what I've done and how stinking cute it is. All right, so let me bring this back. Coming back this way, whoops. You see my messy desktop there, and now you see me up close. And let's see if I can share with you how I'm using my garland, not on a tree, but it is on a photo frame. Like, how cute is that? String that through, it makes a beautiful home decor, a Christmas piece. And what I like about it, let's try to see if I can kind of move this around. Because it's not connected to the twine, you can move it over to wherever you need these little elements to be. You can make the garland a little bit longer, you can make it a little bit shorter, because we have double back them and they are easily moved. So cute. And you have to tell